Hello and welcome to Jordan King's Design Studio Portfolio. In this first week I learned a lot about perspective and how to draw something from a certain angle, different rendering skills like cross-hatching and shading, and adding my own creativity to the drawings themselves. This is a drawing I really learned from because if you see on the right, the face is out of proportion, so it took me to draft something before executing it. And I also added my own little creative elements like the chip glass on your left. With tracing, I started with the smallest details first and then coloured those bits in later. This one took me about 6 hours to do. I took breaks to ensure I had a steady hand, but overall I'm happy with it. This next one I worked from right to left because I learned that since being left-handed it's easier not to smudge that way. In week 3 with model making, I cut all the pieces out in the tutorial and finished the rest at home. If I was to do it again, I would use longer pins. It would have made the whole process a lot easier. But it taught me about the importance of the practical side of design, that design's not just drawing, it's actually putting that into practice and being able to construct your ideas. I actually really took my time with the construction of this in terms of gluing and pinning. Yeah, and the chair is still going strong. In compositions, I tried to stick with a 90-degree angle to try and keep the objects being able to speak for themselves. The bottom right one is my favourite just because it's so simple. It uses the division of 3 and the colours are effective as well. I found the use of circular objects like the golf balls really annoying and clumpy to use, but ones like the necklace really interesting because you could manipulate them in certain ways. A few of the ones I didn't use were the ones that just didn't use composition styles like rule of 3, textures, colours, and composition styles like that. And a couple of these ones I just wasn't really appealed to, so in the end I didn't go with them. In project 5 I used one scrapbook piece, as you can see in your bottom right, which is a slightly smaller version, and tried to extract certain frames and different images from that collage. I think simplicity in this project is important, and I think I let that slip away a bit. On the right, when I've taken away the image of the plane, it kind of becomes a different story with what looks like a flying man. And it showed me what could be manipulated through cropping and framing. Mark making was a cool opportunity to think of something for yourself. Really early on I knew that it would be something to do with waves and surfing, and I just developed it from there. So I got the idea in the tutorial and just tried to develop it and refine it as much as I could until I finished with my final product. Anti-design was a completely different creative approach to think of something that just wouldn't work in order to then bring it back, redesign and reconsider and produce something that is actually usable. I ended up with a design that was a rubber pin that didn't actually pin into anything. So yeah, quite useless and pro anti-design. I had to use a compass with the circles to make sure the scale was accurate with the measurements. My pitch uses safety in the home to try and sell and promote it. And that concludes my portfolio. Thanks for watching.